back, and now we have a man with many strings to his bow. It's Phil Evans.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us, Phil.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. It's a
Look at this. Look at this. Isn't it amazing?
Fabulous.
Beautiful view.
I don't think it looks like that out there today, does it? But there you go. Now, I believe you have something in common with Spencer. Thank you for staying with us, Spencer.
We have got a bit in common, haven't we?
And that is the Evening Post. Is that correct?
That's right. Yes, but he's used to putting content in there, and I get one little page every week. How many years' experience?
In journalism?
Yes.
43.
And I've got 18 months.
Now, Phil, tell us, you've been hailed as Wales's top comedian, established one of the biggest, most established acts around. Tell us, how did it all start?
I don't know about one of Wales's. I wouldn't say one of Wales's top comedians, but I'd like to think I can hold my own.
Okay.
And I do get around a little bit, and I'm very busy. I don't think I'm as famous as some of the household names, but I am quite busy, and in all fairness, I get my fair share.
How did it all start for you? Because it's always been in your blood, comedian, because to be a comedian, you have to be extremely funny. There are some great comedians out there, some not so great.
Name
tell
names.
us, yeah, but tell us, how did it all start with you?
Well, I was always gobby as a child, and it got me into a lot of trouble, and it got me out of a lot of trouble as well. But it all started by accident.
Yeah.
There's an old story. There's an element of truth there, really. There was a big charity event, not a million miles from here, and the ticket price was quite expensive. And the main act, a household name that everybody knows, so I'm not going to mention any names now because I can't afford the legal team. He didn't turn up, and friends of mine said, "Phil, you've got to save the night. You've got to save the night." I said, "There's no way I could save the night. I hadn't been going long. There's no way I could save the night." So I agreed after the 2 shandies to do 10 minutes, and I did an hour and 10 minutes by luck, really, because everybody was I was a hero because I'd saved the night. So I could get away with anything then, really. And so that started off then. I thought I was really, really good. And when you start doing it professionally, you realise this is bloody hard. And, not as easy as it was that night. And the rest has been a journey, and a wonderful journey at that, really, in all fairness. I've seen a lot of places, met a lot of interesting people.
You all over the world, hasn't it? It's been...
Yeah, and a few other places, yeah.
Now tell us, I've always wanted to know this. Some people just aren't funny, and then others are naturally funny. What do you believe makes a good comedian? Is it material? Is it life experiences?
I used to think that it was all material, but then I've learned from people who run good comedy and improv workshop. It's not all about material. It's about being in the moment and feeling funny and trying to make something funny about everything around you, really. And it's being. Some people have got funny bones and they've got rubbish material. Other people have got good material and they're just not funny. So there are writers that do well, but they'd never perform, and there are performers that can't write. So each to their own, really,
right.
Isn't it?
Leading on to then, does that work for as regards your column? I mean, what's the inspiration behind that, and how easy do you find that?
Do you know, I don't know how I managed to get this column. I think Rob Lloyd, probably one of the biggest PR gurus in Wales, my good friend of mine in Llanelli. We have something in common. We both know Rob.
Yes, we do.
He talked me into this column, and I agreed to do it on a monthly basis. And then when I agreed to do it on week 2, he turned around and said to me, "By the way, you've got to come up and do it weekly." Now, this was a bit of a challenge because it eats up material. And I wasn't sleeping at night. I was coming out in cold sweats. And you're constantly looking for material. And everywhere I go now, I got a notepad and notebook. And in fact, chances are I'll probably write something about you guys now. I was just going to say,
I think you're going to have lots to talk and write about.
Well, I was in the green room watching you now, and I can think I had 200 words on you. I could do 500 words on you without the shadow of a doubt. Thanks for saving me.
And I'll edit them down to 200 for you.
At least they'll be in the paper one more week.
Yeah, excellent.
I'll take you up on that.
But comedy's become the new rock and roll, hasn't it? I mean, the number of TV programmes now featuring comedians, and what I've noticed is that comedy has switched from people telling jokes to what they call observational comedy.
Yeah.
Not all of which, I have to admit, I find that funny. Do you think it will swing back and we'll see more people standing up and doing one-liners?
There are still comedians out there that pack in theatres that are very, very good at doing one-liners, and there always will be, because every act, as long as they've been going long enough and they keep at it, they will develop a following. So anybody can make it, so long as it's the stickability factor. But it's like everything. There are certain wines that you like, and there is certain music that you like. It's a personal choice. But going back to the old days of the working men's clubs, whereby the old jokes stories come in. I think those days have gone. I think people are a little bit more. The wave of change has come.
Yeah. Are people afraid to
political correctness has
talk about
killed?
some of the subjects?
I was just going to touch on that there. I think
political
has that affected your act at all? Because you've got
to be. There are some things that you can get away with. That in a live show, but there's no way you'd get away with in a situation such as this. But I think we've got to accept the fact that observational comedy is the new mainstream comedy.
Yes. I think it was Jim Davison who said that you couldn't tell a joke about any ethnic group now except the Welsh.
Anyway,
he should know, shouldn't he? He's been at it a long time.
But going on from that, with the growth of comedy, how do you feel about kind of, well, I guess where do you feel comfortable in the sense of, comedy clubs are still, if anything, getting bigger, they're popping up everywhere. Obviously, the Glee Club's very famous in Cardiff. I know a lot of bars now in Swansea do comedy nights. But then also, on the flip side, suddenly comedians can tour arenas and do 8 nights in the O2.
Yeah.
And I think Kevin
Hart
recently, his latest tour, I think he did in Madison Square Garden, is having a cinematic release and it's going to be in all cinemas across the world. I mean, how do you feel about that? Or do you believe that it should be still in the comedy clubs in dark rooms where they look like they've been burnt out?
I prefer small venues with 500-600 as maximum, because that's more intimate really, and you're there, they're part of the experience. But it's a huge money making machine. It's an industry now, and in the old days of the clubs scene where you had the Bernard Mannings and so on, that wouldn't survive in today's world. But they made a lot of money back then. They used to work Friday and the Saturday night and possibly on the Sunday. Now there are comedy events, gigs going on up and down the country 6-7 days a week, really. So it's an industry that's been able to maintain itself and bring in new blood constantly. And there are some amazing acts coming through. And in fact, there are probably, it's safe to say, there are more colourful, original, funny acts out there on the live circuit than we see on the television. But people have got to go out and see them, and they're not getting the breaks, because a lot of the big names that we see on TV over the weekend and even on the Sky channels, really, they're part of a production company, and the production company will just work a handful of comedians. This is why you're seeing the same faces on all the chat shows on a regular basis. You're either in or you're out. There's a tremendous amount of talent out there on the live circuit, and people need to go out and check them out.
Well, we recently covered the Edinburgh Festival, and we had that on in August. And I think more of that's needed, isn't it? Because I was watching it, and I was like, wow, there is so much talent out there.
Unbelievable.
That just isn't getting that prime time kind of slot.
Talking about going out and seeing talent, you've got an event coming up in the Diplomat Hotel, is that correct?
Tonight. I'm really looking forward to this. It's a business network event called BNI, and this particular BNI chapter in Llanelli, which they meet every Thursday morning at the Diplomat Hotel, they've been going 9 years, and they're a very forward-thinking group, really. Tonight's their first awards night, so it's taken them 9 years to get an awards night going, and I'm part of that. And
so what will you be doing?
I will be opening up the event and involved with the presenting of the awards, and they will finish off then with a wonderful cabaret show band by the name of Dusty Road. Okay. And again, another local duo that are very, very much in demand. So it's real live talent tonight at the Diplomat Hotel with a group of very, very good tradesmen, businessmen within the area that deserve some recognition.
Yes.
But it's taken them 9 years to get this awards thing, and I'm so proud and chuffed to be part of it tonight. And it's going to be a lovely, lovely evening. And
that's a positive thing for the local community, isn't it? And
very much so.
It's great, like you said, for them to be able to perform there and getting the message out there that we do have some amazing acts.
Indeed.
It's great to be local.
And amazing things going on within the community as well, and some businesses that do a tremendous amount of good. And in fact, I just remembered, at the end of tonight, or following tonight, there will be a presentation to Mind charity. So the event We'll be raising funds as well as giving awards out, raising funds for another good, worthy cause, which this Mind charity helps so many people, and I only hope that we can raise enough money to make it worthwhile.
All the very best for it. Gentlemen, unfortunately, time has beaten us. Would you like to come back on the show, yes?
Absolutely.
We would love to. Please join us again.
Thanks for asking.
Thank you. So that's it for this show, Henry. What a great show it was.
It's been awesome.
It has. Take care.